Hello, everyone. It's question time, and I can't be bothered to do that anymore. Hello, everyone. Question time with me, Arrow in the Knee. Okay, so we're going to go back to the previous question and answer. Oh, and I'm on the page, and ooh, that's a sexy man on that page. All right, so we have a question that says, when is your next live stream? By the way, I really liked your American Guide to Soccer video. Oh god, it's so bad. Oh my god, I'm so like, whenever I'm looking on a stream for football, and I find the American channels, and the commentary is so bad. They usually have an English guy with them, but they say goalie. They say goalie. It's the worst thing ever. Alright. Next question. Can I have your cone? Fuck off. You must read Criano de Bergerac. It's fantastic. I don't like burgers that much. Why do you think that why do you think people that are religious refuse to listen to any opinions? Are they afraid of the truth? No, they just are brought up with, things and just tend not to question them. Can you play Minecraft with your girlfriend? Maybe. Sixth, okay. What console do you have? I have a PS3 over there and an Xbox 360 over there. Both I don't use too much. Have I seen Django Unchained? What do I think of it? I haven't. I've heard good things and I really want to see it. Do you and Nicole sleep in the same bed? Yeah, that one. Do you ever have a hobby before Let's Plays walkthroughs? I spent 10 years playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Every week. Have I ever had a pot noodle, then spilled it? No, but when I was at Yu-Gi-Oh! One time, one of my friends had a pot noodle, because they had like this snack bar and stuff. Got a pot noodle, and then he tipped it all over this guy with no lips, little scooter kind of thing, which was really funny. But the guy had no lips. It's like this. Seventh straight question and answer asking if you watched Kevin vs. Spenny. Kenny versus Spenny. Kevin versus Spenny? Kenny versus Spenny. I actually kind of, without doing what you said, caught a bit of it, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I will have to watch it properly, though. Do more vlogs with Nicole, bro. Okay. Would you rather be a girl or a boy? You know, when I was younger, I was kind of like, being a girl would be so much easier, but now I'm older, I'm just like, I'd rather be a guy. How do you feel about WWE making Jack Swagger and Seb Coulter's American personas heel instead of the normal stereotypical American face? I think it's a breath of fresh air. It's probably the only thing I'm really looking forward to going into WrestleMania. The problem I have with it, firstly, is it's kind of not getting the traction it deserves. Seb Coulter is probably the best manager that's been around for the past 20... Well, after Paul Bearer left, I guess he's the best manager. I mean, Jim Cornette, you have Jim Cornette, you have Bobby Heenan, and you have Paul Bearer as the three, I guess, the holy trinity of great wrestling managers. I can't think of anyone else. Maybe Harvey Wippleman. Yeah, I know. But yeah, those three are really amazing. Seb Coulter's kind of at least growing on me in terms of being really great. The problem with the whole thing, though, is I cannot see it going past WrestleMania. And this isn't because of Jack Swagger getting arrested on DUI and shit like that. I think even without that, with Dolph Ziggler holding the briefcase and having his title shot anytime he wants, if he doesn't cash in at WrestleMania, it buries WrestleMania. Because everyone's like, I will do anything to get into the main event of WrestleMania. And, they say the World Heavyweight title match is, the main event and all that shit. If he doesn't cash in at WrestleMania at some point, then he buries WrestleMania completely. So either he's going to be the world champion and Jack Swagger just goes off into obscurity again, or he cashes in and loses. And I don't think that would do him good. Unless he lost it at WrestleMania and then won the next Money in the Bank, leading up to another year's worth of fucking... and, that's enough fucking... Yeah. When will you get a nice haircut? Probably this week. If you plan on playing and recording console games, what types are you planning on playing? Example, multiplayer, single player, etc. I'm not 100% on that. I do, and I did download, well, I bought Super Street Fighter 4 for my PS3, and I'm downloading it. It takes 10 hours or so. That's what I want to do. It'll just be really fun, and it's my favourite... Excuse me, I got hiccups. It's my favourite fighting game of all time, and I think it's really good, and it's just so good. It's so good. Just good. But yeah, I can't think of anything else other than that, but I'm sure there'll be other things. Shane, do you have hair in the front? Leave me alone. Do I drink pie? I've never drank a pie. Will you ever defeat the Green Goblin? You can be anyone you want to, Spider-Man! What are your predictions for the next half season / ending of Breaking Bad? I think Jesse's going to kill Walt. I think that's going to be the ending. And Jesse going off into the sunset. I can't see Walt living. I just can't see. I think it'll be like a Mexican standoff at the end, maybe. Kind of like the end of Reservoir Dogs, but that's, you know, what I'm kind of thinking. Where's Pokemon? Not sure. Oh yeah, did you get good grades when you were small? Yes and no. I was always a very smart person. I have an IQ of 100. Well, I did have an IQ of 141. I was into sciences. I was just so good, but I never did my homework. I was just like that, and I left school at 14 because I was very ill. So I never got my GCSEs, which is high school, you know, proper exam grades. I actually got them last year. Went back to college to do them, community college for you guys in America. Hey Shane, here's some questions. When did you meet Aaron? 2003 or 4. What did you do before you started YouTube? Yu-Gi-Oh! Went out with girls a lot. I you know, I just did that a lot. Yu-Gi-Oh! And girls. You know, those two probably shouldn't go together. And I played games a lot. What's your favourite game? Can I answer that fucker? Last question. What's your best LOL score? I had like a 50 kill game at some point. Dr. Pepper, Pepsi or Coke? Pepsi isn't even in that. Dr. Pepper is nice, Coke is very nice. Can't, yeah. Also, what's the functionality of the hoodie in gaming? Hashtag Team Hoodie. I actually think if you just put the hoodie up and you're like this, you just get so much more into it, you know. You're kind of, everything's cut off, you know, you can't see at the sides, you're just like focused in on everything. It's just like, you know, Team Hoodie. Last question. Should there be more LOL champions with hoodies? Hashtag Team Hoodie. Yeah, there should be. There should be Hoodman. You know what there should be? There should be the character Arrow in the knee, and the ultimate should be like Ash's arrow, but it doesn't hit them, it hits them in the knee. And he's got a hoodie on. Alright. Do you think they brought back Lesnar to do a rematch of Triple H and Lesnar? This was 2 weeks ago, before, you know, Triple H and Brock Lesnar did blah blah blah. But yes, I did think that. In fact, if they didn't, I'd be like, yeah. Hey Arrow, would you buy cows, then dress them up like Minecraft cows for Halloween and take them trick-or-treating? I can't do that, I don't have cows. You know what might be interesting? If you did a football video like you did wrestling videos, like for an important match. You could tell us about your expectations, then after, describe what you think each team did right or wrong. Might be interesting. It might be. I don't think I'd be much of a decent, like, football pundit, but if my, you know, whole, how do I say this, my enthusiasm for the game comes across, maybe that'd work. I don't know. What do I think about Arsene Wenger and his situation at Arsenal? Do you think he should leave Arsenal? I actually answered this to the guy in the video, in the comments, because, yeah, but I'll answer it for you guys here as well. I think Arsene Wenger is probably the third best manager alive today, or at least professionally still in blah blah blah. He's done so much with Arsenal, it's unreal. They haven't won a trophy in 6 years, but that's because they've had no money and they've sold their stars. They've made so many stars, and I was so shocked when they got rid of Robin van Persie last year, and that was basically down to the point that I have with him not winning anything, is because they don't have any money. They won't buy anyone, and RVP just was like, well, we're never going to win anything if we don't get better players. Can we get some money? I'm going to leave if you don't. And instead of, thinking, oh, we need to keep this guy, how's about we shell out 50 million for a decent player or two? They just said, no, we're going to sell you for 20 million, which is I think he was sold for less than 20 million, actually. He's on par, not on par, actually, with Cristiano Ronaldo, but he's up there. He's 50 million at least. Ugh, yeah, the football rant. Who are you cheering for in EU and NALCS? I'm a huge Evil Geniuses fan who used to be CLG EU. The North America, I think, curse. I do like them. Although I am a huge fan of Skara, who plays for Dignitas. So yeah. How far can you long jump? Express your answer in terms of number of Timos. I think I can jump 8 Timos. What was my first impression when you first met Aaron Ash? How can I say this? I hope this fucking dweeb doesn't hang around with us much longer. Seriously, 13-year-old Aaron? But yeah, he grew on us. Have I ever watched The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? If so, have you ever done the Charleston dance? If so, can you do it? I haven't seen it, or else I would. Do I like chicken nuggets? I have them loads from McDonald's. Are chicken nuggets called chicken nuggets in England? They are called chicken nuggets in England. How mad were you at the fucking referee at the Man United Real Madrid game? We deserved it, yet we lost. Really sad. You know what? I was mad at the referee. I don't believe that we deserved to win. I just was mad that we all deserved a better game than that, and the referee took it away from us. We were robbed of a classic. Shane, why does the drinking American age have to be 21? I have no clue. That's weird. Shane, you ever watched Special on TV? If so, what do you think about it? I've watched every fucking episode of that. It's so funny. I wish they'd bring it back. It's the fox in the box. Am I going to play Amnesia with Yummy Mash? Probably not. What do you think of the Netherlands national football team? I love Robin van Persie. Do I like PewDiePie from Abacasta? I think PewDiePie is okay, but very grating. Not sure if these have been asked, but here goes. If you could visit 3 places, where would you go? Japan, Hong Kong, and somewhere in America. You know what? The place I would go is where WrestleMania is. So, wherever the fuck WrestleMania is. My favourite music genre / band. I don't really have a favourite band. I do like a lot of the old Japanese anime music because it's good, even though I kind of try to distance myself from the old anime fans because they're really weird. Really weird. But yeah, but in terms of English music, American music, I don't really care. I'd like some songs. Have me and Aaron ever got into a fight where you'd stop talking to each other for a while? Nope. What's your most relaxing game? What do you do to relax? Final Fantasy 7, 8, 10, or 12. Favourite Pokemon version and opinion about new Pokemon coming out in October. My favourite Pokemon version is Silver. You had Pokemon Red and Blue, which were the starters. A really great game. You're like playing it as a kid, and you're like, I mean, I wanted it for so long. I was like an absolute asshole to my mum coming up to my 13th birthday because she just didn't have the money for it. I feel really bad about it now. And she got it for me. I was so happy. And after playing Red, forever we know that the new one's coming out, Silver, and it's got color, new Pokemon, new place, and you can go back to Kanto. You can 16 badges instead of 8. The final boss is Ash or Red. You had a phone on it, a mobile phone where you can phone people. I mean, it was just so cool. I snuck into my brother's room, stole his Game Boy Color, just played it under my covers for like probably 15 minutes. I got scared and thought he was going to come back and get it. But yeah, that was pretty cool. What do you do when you're not making YouTube videos? Watch YouTube videos, watch people who I'm a fan of. Spend time with Nicole, who's in the corner right now. Last one. Ever gotten a traffic ticket, and how? Me and Nicole got a parking ticket like 3 weeks ago for parking outside the flats right here. We had to get a parking permit. It cost like £15. But yeah, that's the last one. That's the last question. Leave questions in the fucking fucking comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.